The order of installation depends on various factors, but it is generally most convenient to connect the antenna to the jumper connector, then to the amplifier or antenna mount prior to its final installation site. In this installation, we will be using an amplifier and lightning protection. The installation begins by connecting the jumper cable to the omnidirectional antenna. The other end is connected to the amplifier connector labeled to antenna. Weatherproofing should also be done on the ground before attaching the antenna to its support. Cut an 8-inch strip of the weatherproofing tape and remove the black plastic film from the back of the tape. Stretch and apply the tape in the direction of the connector threading. This will ensure the connector does not become loose during the weatherproofing process. Apply the tape so that it covers the bottom of the antenna and the top of the connector without gaps and with a layer of overlapping. This is an area where water can enter the connector and cable. Squeeze the tape against the antenna and connector to remove any air gaps. Apply the tape so that it overlaps half the width of the tape. Continue applying the tape to at least 2 inches below the connector. Care should be taken when weatherproofing RF connectors. Do not stress or bend the cable during the weatherproofing process. The amplifier connectors are also weatherproofed using the same taping method as the antenna. Connect the low attenuation cable to the amplifier connector labeled to DC injector. Again, protect the connection with weatherproofing tape using the technique described for weatherproofing antenna connections. Extend the weatherproofing at least 2 inches beyond each connection on the cable. Next, attach the L-shaped amplifier bracket to the amplifier using the included hardware. Apply a bead of sealant around the base of the connectors. Because antennas are elevated metal objects with connections to ground, they attract lightning. Attaching an effective ground to the antenna system provides a path for the lightning. Begin by connecting the connector marked Surge towards the antenna and the connector marked Protected to the router end of the cabling system. Again, protect these connections with weatherproofing tape. Silicone sealant is not needed. At the time of final antenna and RF system installation, the lightning arrestor should be located close to the entry point into the home. After completing all connections possible on the ground, proceed to the antenna mounting location. In this installation, 2 technicians perform the installation. The omnidirectional antenna bracket is mounted to the antenna mast. Loosely secure the amplifier mast bracket below the antenna using the supplied hardware. With the connectors facing down, secure the amplifier bracket to the amplifier mast bracket. Attach the antenna to the antenna mounting bracket. Be careful not to kink the jumper cable during this step. Note that the antenna should be mounted so that the mast does not obstruct the antenna. Secure the amplifier bracket approximately 9 inches below the antenna. The jumper cable from the antenna to the amplifier should have a loop preventing moisture from going into the amplifier. The low attenuation cable is secured with tape to the mast to provide strain relief for the cable. The cable should be secured every few feet as needed. In this installation, the mast will be secured to an existing chimney mounting solution. On the left, note that the technician is wrapping the other end of the low attenuation cable with tape. This is done in order to protect the connector when it is fed into the entry point of the home. The brackets securing the mast are tightened. Apply additional cable strain relief as needed. The cable is fed from the antenna location along the roof to the point of entry to the home. Carefully unroll the cable before feeding into the entry point. The technician removes the vent hood. Note the protected connector. The antenna is being carefully fed under the flashing and then up through the vent. A tool is used to assist in holding up the flashing as to not damage the cable. The cable is now backfed into the attic between the vent tube and roof. Note the lightning arrestor is kept outside the attic, but close to the point of entry. The vent hood is replaced and secured. The lightning arrestor clamp is secured to the arrestor. A number 12 copper ground wire is attached to the lightning arrestor. In this installation, the other end of the wire is connected to a copper ground rod installed beside the home. The outdoor portion of the installation is now complete. We will now continue with installation of the router.